Hello, this is Anthony with NXTZEN USA, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to do an install on the NXTZEN L-Coat. This is our leather coat, which can also be used on hard vinyls, your door panels, your dash, and obviously seats, which are both leather and vinyl. So I'm just going to go over a little application process for that. Stick around. So within your NXTZEN L-Coat kit, you're going to obviously get the NXTZEN L-Coat. You're going to get 30 mils. You will get your 3 applicators, syringe, and inside there you're going to get also, this is going to be loose in the packaging, so be careful not to lose it. This pops inside the bottle and allows you to put the syringe in, turn it upside down, withdraw your amount. The reason I really like these, and you can use other applicators, but the reason I like these is because these are a plastic liner in between the terry cloth and this inner sponge, which won't allow the sponge to absorb all of your product. You're going to get more product onto your material. We did a pre-clean with NXTZEN Super Clean right at about 30-1. Very economical, a little bit goes a long way, and it's a great pre-cleaner. And then we just have your standard microfiber towel that we're going to buff with that sheds a little bit of lint. All right, so let's get to the application process. Much like a coating that you would put on the paint, you're just going to squeeze this out. I like to do 2 lines. 2 lines. That sounds funny. All right. I'm going to cap this back. And the great thing about this system is whatever I don't use, I can just syringe, do a reverse syringe, put that back into my bottle. I like to give it a little squeeze like that. And then I'm just going to apply it. Now there's different, as I talk to detailers all around the country, they have different application methods. Some guys will work this one area until this is pretty much just gone for several minutes. And then they'll come by and buff it. Other detailers will put a wet coat down, just like they were doing paint. And they'll give it about 5 minutes or so, and then they'll come back and they will buff it down. Others I have spoken with will actually leave it for a good while, but almost always you want to do this last. This will be your last thing. Professional detailing, you are going to start from the interior top, work your way down, work your way out, cleaned everything. Now you're going to coat. You're going to coat seats and stuff typically last because you're going to be kind of in and out of them. Just touching up this or that. You might see I got to touch up some glass. Well, ideally, once you coat the leather, you just like to let it sit. You might deliver to your customer the next morning. Perfect. You might deliver to them in the next hour or 2. It's still going to be fine. We won't have any problems or issues. We're going to take our towel, just buff it down a little bit. And so we are coated there. So the L-Coat is perfectly safe for pretty much all of the interior materials. This seat is going to be both leather and vinyl, and almost all modern leather is basically vinyl. But it'll work fine on the armrest, the center console, stick shift, steering wheel. It's not going to make it slippery or greasy. It'll just give it a nice satin finish and a really nice protection. It's going to, if you have some of the white seats, that's kind of common and popular in some cars, or a real light tan, and you get customers with the belt marks or the blue jean transfer, Well, they'll still get a transfer, but it'd be much easier to clean. Much easier to clean. So you got to let your customers know that it will not stop your jeans or the belt marks and stuff. It's just going to be easier to clean and maintain, much like a exterior coating. It's still going to get dirty. It'll still get bird poo on it and stuff like that. It's just much easier to keep clean and maintain. And that's it. That's our NXTZEN L-Coat. I'm going to do a door panel here, and I'm going to finish this seat. Be back in a few. We're back. Door panel. We got all kinds of different materials typically on door panels. So we have our leather vinyl, we have plastics, and all kinds of electronics. We have some carpet down in here, felt carpet material down in here. All of this can be covered and coated with the L-Coat, even these materials here. So for here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just cover this with the L-Coat. Once again, it won't make any of the controls or knobs slickery. It won't make any of the control knobs slippery. Really like to make sure I get a good coat on these screens that are down here, because these are typically the kick areas, and it'll make getting the scuffs off a little bit easier. Now we're just going to buff down all the materials. I've never had any streaking with the NXTZEN L-Coat. So we gave this a few minutes just to set up, buffed it down. I think it looks good. I do notice a little bit of extra gloss on the plastic trim pieces here. Fingerprints will be easier to wipe off. The raindrops will be easier to take care of. Maintenance will be a lot easier to take care of also. The NXTZEN L-Coat will work just beautifully on all these materials. On this material down in here, which is a carpet type material, you're going to want to use our NXTZEN Fiber Coat. So now with the little bit remaining, we are going to do our centerpiece here, and everything right here can be coated. So you may start just on this side. To finish this off really nice, what you'd want to do, start the car, obviously keep your foot on the brake, put this all the way back, make sure you get coated all around inside the bottom of the stick shift area. That's a very overlooked part actually within detailing. Everybody cleans what they see, but they don't clean what's not seen. So look for those areas. Cleaning those areas will just make you a more detailed detailer. People will notice it. All right, this area right here is now coated. We can go along and leave this, once again, depending on your environment. If it's just blazing hot out, or even if it's really cold, your areas of work will be determined by your environment. Good humidity, good temps, you can just coat. Let this sit, come back 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour later, maybe more, and knock it all down. It'll have a nice looking sheen to it, but not a glossy. Best way I could describe it is it'll look new, right? So we gave this a little bit, and actually I haven't started the car yet, so I didn't put that back, but I will before pickup. So we're just going to buff this down. Once again, this is just a sample of how to apply the NXTZEN coating and what materials you can apply it to. Pretty much everything in the interior can be done. That was a dramatic door slam. This is Anthony with NXTZEN USA. I want to thank you for watching, and give us a like, a subscribe. We got some more content coming out. We're going to be doing all of our pro products. I'm going to be laying down some tips and tricks for you guys also. Thank you very much. You guys take care.